A number of years ago, I met somebody, a mate of mine. I am senior to him only by 2 weeks. And I told him, we were young men together, and then we didn't know the Lord. We were only religious, and we didn't know the Lord. And then we lived our lives as young men. But after the Civil War, now there was revival broke out, and then the Spirit of the Lord began to walk, and then people began to encounter Jesus Christ. And one of those that we grew up together became a child of God, and ministered to me. His life was challenging, and on the note of that, I said, if God could do this for so individual, he could also do it for me. And I prayed a prayer and said to God in December 1974, what you have done for my friend, do for me. And then 2.5 months after, the same thing happened. Even regeneration took place. And then, but this individual continued in drunkenness, continued in all the life I was we were into in times past. And then I said to him, what excuse do you have? The other person, a colleague of ours, is a pastor. I am a pastor. What excuse you have? If you go to hell, you will blame yourself. Your judge is by you. Let me give you another illustration. Another illustration is as follows. 1970, about mid-year, or a second quarter of the year, I was going on a journey, and I was a delivery clerk to a transport company. And then we had loaded 20 tons of bitumen. And we were going with an articulated vehicle. And then I was in the front with the driver. We were two drivers. The main driver was sitting at the extreme left. By that time, it was right-hand drive. And then the young driver that took over from him was behind the wheels. And then there was this young lady that was picked as a passenger. And he was sitting by my right. The main driver was sitting by my left. And then, in the course of the journey, we were approaching a narrow bridge. And then the brakes of the truck failed. Brand new truck. And then I became jittery. And then the chief driver became jittery and jumped out of the moving vehicle. And then, but the young lady that was much younger than myself was saying, don't jump. It's dangerous. Don't jump out. Don't join him. It's dangerous. But I could not hold myself. Now, and she became my judge, and I jumped out. Only God turned my head from being blasted by the truck tires, and then turned my leg, and then my leg was torn to shreds. My right foot was torn to shreds. Now, and the girl, eventually the driver maneuvered the vehicle and just put it by the side of the road inside the gutter, and no damage was done to anybody. Your judge is by you. Somebody is saying, fear not, and you are jittery, and you are in the same circumstance, and you are jittery. Somebody is saying, don't do that thing. Don't get into this kind of life. It is dangerous. And then you don't care. You are there in the church, and then a youth like you now is following the Lord, bumper to bumper. But you said, I want to live my life. She is already a judge. You are in the university or wherever. And then you are a young person, and your body is pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. But the same situation is with the other person. Is as young as you are. The body is pushing, but he said, I will push the body back through the word of God, through the Spirit of God. He said, I'm not going to yield my life onto this kind of things. But you yourself said, I don't care. Your judge is by you. The one that God will use to indict and condemn you is by you. The person's action, the person's inaction, the person's faith, the person's fear, the person's reverence, the person's endurance will be the joy, the condemnation of your lack of this thing. Return to